This is this is the reason I want to play this game. This is Noelle, an asexual, like yours truly. I feel a connection, Noelle. Let's romance each other hard, and then not touch butts in the end of the game. What is this flag, though? Gender fluid. Our little ace is gender fluid. Okay, let's play the game. Let's stop getting sidetracked. Distracting story. Run, pig! Look how Budamus this is. There was nothing but darkness in that moment. I couldn't see. I couldn't speak. I couldn't feel anything. And then, in an instant, it was as if my entire being was thrust violently through the air. I wasn't being thrown up or down, but everywhere and nowhere at the same time. And before I could muster any fear, sorry, I just clicked right the last one. I got impatient. I'm sorry. Hello? I saw the light. Wow, that's fucking beautiful. Shit, can I have that as a sticker, man? Oh, that's beautiful. I really like that. Oh, here's the audio. Turn it up just a tiny bit, please. Okay. Start. No reason not to, right? What's my character's name? Weird Laney. Which pronouns do you prefer? Her? Oh, do I gotta select? She, her. I'm a she, her, thank you. Now, did she always identify as female, or did she figure this out later in her life? Aw, that's really sweet. Yeah, always. I found myself surrounded by a crowd of people. Normally, you don't get that option, that second option, once you choose your pronouns. That's kind of cool. I found myself, I knew, sorry, it really surprised me. I knew that you were able to check your pronoun, or submit your pronouns, so people would refer to you correctly, which is super awesome. I just didn't know that they were, like, double layering that check. I think it's cool. I found myself surrounded by a crowd of people. People were clamoring around a stage, talking loudly amongst one another. It seemed they were just as confused as I was. I tuned out their voices for a moment and rubbed my temples to collect my thoughts. What was I doing before arriving? How did I even get here? I don't know, friendo. I can't recall at all. Ding dong to you too, ma'am. Before I could ruminate on that revelation, two figures took stage that made the whole audience shut up. Cutie! To the left was an elegantly robed man. Hello, Budamus. He had white hair, like foam, that caked a beach shore, an odd, dark, discolored pattern around his left eye. Oh, for realsies? I hadn't noticed. But above all else, he had a large set of wings protruding from his back. Of course, this be Angel Baby. Oh, I didn't notice. I just thought it was like shadow from his bangs or something. His smile was humble, warm, and noticeably nervous as he took to the podium. Listen, I got a thing for long hair, okay? Like, if you have long hair, just chef's kiss. You are beautiful. Like, you're just automatically a 10 in my book. I'm sorry. You don't have to work hard. You could wear your makeup to bed and wake up the next morning with your eyeliner smudged across your face. You're still fucking beautiful with that hair. Not gonna lie. He scanned over the crowd as he waved shyly to us. Aw, shy. Don't be shy. I'm shy. We can't shy together. We'll never have any conversation. We're not even going for this person. I'm already shipping it. And to the right, another man took the empty podium across the angel. From the angel. His hair was a deep, fiery red and hung just past his shoulders. Everything about his energy exuded confidence, from the way he leaned against the stand to the way his amused expression spread across his face. Late on the first day of work, not very kind of you to keep us all waiting, even if we technically have an eternity. Your predecessor was punctual, at least. Shut up, demon. Shut off. Shut off. Demon? The demon? In my church? I hadn't noticed it before, but that redhead... He had cat-like eyes and horns sprouting from each side of his head. Oh, those are horns. Silly me thought they were ears. The demon's long black tail swished as if amused before pointing to the other's microphone stand. Oh, okay. I thought it might have been like a mix-up with I turned this baby down. I thought it might have been a mix-up with the spelling, but it's not. It's just my brain got confused. Oh, Distingon? I thought they were saying disgusting, but they messed up really bad. The angel seemed embarrassed. Anyway. Aloha! Aina, everyone? I'm sorry, I don't know what that is. Hey! Hi. And welcome to the garden. Oh, they have an accent. That's what it is. They weren't just trying to talk cutesy. I know you all must be confused as to why you're here, but let me explain where you're all at, yeah? You mean we, right? Sassy. This here where we stand is the Garden of Eden. Even though its trees bear fruit no more, it remains the more lovely part of this place. Aw, I mean, it is Blumus. Oh, can I get this in comic book form, please? Kinda. But then there's not as many romance options. Shit. You're rude like your predecessor, too. What is this place you are thinking, yes? Well, we're in a place that is neither above nor below, but somewhere in the middle. Ending up here is extremely rare, and how it happens varies from person to person. Living a listless life, overindulgence, or if your time was cut short. The list goes on. In a way, it's like your path has been erased, yeah? So basically, y'all in limbo. Granted, it has many other names. Limbo, Purgatory, the DMV. Just to name a few you've come up with. I definitely don't like the DMV, but it's not because of the reasons a lot of other people don't like it, because people seem to complain about like the waiting and the confusing stuff. Like that obviously sucks, but the cramped nature of it is what is the worst to me. So like jam-packed in there. Not a fan, not gonna lie, not a big fan. Just to name a few you've come up with. Okay. I'm particularly fond of Limbo. It makes me think of taking a cruise across the endless ocean back home. I'm terrified of the ocean, but I'd love to take a cruise. That sounds cool. Of course, like, get a vaccine for COVID. That'd be good. That I want first, then maybe we consider cruise. I'm particularly fond... Oh, no, I read that. I can take some of you, if you'd like. And that brings me to my next point. I am the Archangel Calais, and I hope I'm saying that right. And I have been assigned to this realm to offer help in crossing over to heaven, or as we like to call it up here, Utopia. To get to this promised land, your resolve must be tested in one of the towns circling Utopia's gates. Here, mortals must perform genuine acts of virtue to prove they have earned entry into Utopia. You'll be staying in a heaven home outside the realm of Utopia if and when you are ready to ascend. Please be aware that while patience is a virtue, there is a time limit of 1 Earth year to prove yourself worthy of citizenship within Utopia's walls. Similar circumstances follow if you want to get into hell. Though we aren't as elitist as Utopia and simply require you take a morality test. It's nothing much, just denounce Utopia and pledge your unwavering loyalty to hell. We'll even overlook your first 3 misdemeanors to sweeten the deal. Okay. But any sins after that, and you'll have to undergo some torture to atone. No biggie. If you get caught, that is, which you most likely will. However, if you're not surprised about it, we might just give you a promotion. Haha. stupid. Why did I say surprised? That was dumb. However, if you're not stupid about it, we might just give you a promotion. Oh, don't look scared. It's not any different than what you've turned the Earth into. The main difference is that in hell we cut the dicks off pedophiles and feed it back to them. So it's arguably better if you ask me. I'm not gonna complain. Did I mention we've got 4D theater, a vast shopping center, and a Starfucks at... I feel like a streamer who just got subbed by, like, Eat My Shorts or something. I did not expect to actually, I didn't consider what was gonna come out of my mouth if I said Starbucks. I didn't expect to say a bad word. Like, I'm not against it, it was really unexpected. At every corner to help you get through the literal endless nights. That's cool. I don't like Starbucks. I like Dutch Bros. Also, funny coffee story, if you don't follow me on Twitter, I went to the coffee place and I was like looking at their menu on my phone because they have a drive-thru. And the lady came up to the window and she was like, oh, what can I get you? And I was like, Kickster, I think it's called. I didn't want that. I wanted something called, like, I don't know. It was something really different. That, I don't know. It was really different. It was, I ordered the wrong coffee by accident. And then, like, I didn't even realize it until we were leaving. And then I was like, oh shit, this is disgusting. This is gross. This isn't what I wanted. Oh, and the name's Ramon? Raymond? Ramon. Ramon! I got it. I don't know why I was so excited. Ramon. It must be Ramon. By the way, the pleasure is all mine should you want me to drag you to hell. Ah, baby, you cute. Wait. Since when did hell have a 4D theater? Oh shit, that didn't even occur to me. What the fuck's a 4D theater? Like, I understand. I understand as much as any 3D person could understand 4D. Probably not as much. I semi-understand it. I kind of get it. But how... I don't know. Oh, Hell's had one for decades now. Utopia's just too slow to catch up on the times anyways. As always. Wait, I have a question. So is it actual 4D, or is it that one where it's like, you get the smells and the breeze, you know? So it seems really realistic? I don't know. Like, there's a ride at Disneyland. I haven't been there since the 8th grade. But it's like a... What is it? A gliding? It's not called an air glider, is it? But you're just sat in a seat and it takes you on like a tour and you go through like this orange grove and it smells like oranges. I don't know. You let me know. Do you know? Help. Moving on. I burped, I'm sorry. There is always the option of remaining here, but fair warning, limbo is relatively unmonitored territory between Utopia and Hell. Your soul's fate is uncertain, and many residents here live out the rest of eternity lost. It's pretty much a 24/7 free-for-all, so I'd watch your back. Oh no. However, there is no need to dwell on that, as I'm here to help you cross over to a better place at any time. Please do not be afraid to reach out, as it is my life's purpose to herd you lost souls to peace. Any questions? Aw, you're sweet. There was a lot of mumbling and chatter amongst the crowd, all discussing who they wanted to join. From how they were talking, it seemed like a pretty even split of people intending to follow either one of them. Really? I guess the stuff in Hell did seem kinda sweet. I considered my options. Utopia seemed like the most reasonable decision given the other was literal hell, but from the way the demon pitched it, aside from a few discrepancies, hell was like living on Earth. One valued morality of a person while the other took them as they were, flaws and all. I guess the big question I had to ask myself was, am I a good person? This is bullshit. What? I turned my head to see who that was. Oh, it was a short, rabbit-eared masked person that raised their voice first. Of course, it's going to be the shortest person in the crowd that's, like, totally loud at voicing their issues. Not gonna hold back a tiny bit. Gonna be all angry and fiery. This whole system is bullshit. Having to prove I'm a good person? What kind of crap is that? I was an activist, for Christ's sake. And just because hell's pretty much Earth doesn't make it that much better, considering how fucked Earth was when I left it. This holier-than-thou silver-tongued shtick isn't selling me a goddamn thing. I love their different reactions. That's not what I've been trying to say at all. Perish here, then. Yeah, seems legit. Maybe I will, then. Because that's my choice. Who's with me? The crowd went silent, and a few awkward coughs here and there. Even though they had a mask, people avoided eye contact with the haired fellow. A ripped woman in a cropped varsity jacket and goggles spoke up. They cute as hell, though. Like, what about this aesthetic is not freaking adorable? I love that aesthetic. This book and Firefly, Kaylee and Firefly, love it. I love that, like, sorry, mechanic aesthetic. That book's not particularly about her, but there is a female mechanic in there who is amazing and brilliant and so freaking cool. How technologically advanced is heaven? She completely blew off the rabbit head. It's called Utopia? So pretentious. It's inclusive to people of all faiths. But to answer your question, it's as advanced as the residents make it to be. Which, unfortunately for Utopia, leaves it a couple of years behind what you're used to. They still use VHS and Walkmans over there, I bet. Untrue! Kylie, wow, I said it so confidently the first time, but now my mouth broke. Kalei pulls out a chunky-looking circular device and placed a large set of headphones on his head. It's a portable DVD player, or a CD player. We got these portable devices called CD players just last month. Now we can listen to music wherever we go. As long as we don't scratch the disc or move too much. Dear Lucifer. If you want, I can pencil you for a tour of hell within a day, Miss Michelle. No need. I've already made up my mind. She fucking sexy, though. Mitts? Michelle goes by Mitts? That's freaking adorable. Damn. Ramon's face lit up. I'm gonna take my chance with the angel here. I love working on projects from scratch, and it sounds like Utopia is in a dire need of an upgrade if it wants to be called my home. Oh, and just call me Mitts. Michelle is my surrogate mother's name. Suit yourself. I hate to see such brains go to waste, though. Nice, cuz you don't know how happy it makes me to have someone as brilliant as you join us. That is not to say we're not looking forward to the rest of you willing to come as well. Hang on a sec. Miss Ditz? I'm dead? Oh shit, dude, you're right. We died? Yeah, bruh, you are. I can't be dead. I have a midterm. I studied really hard for tomorrow. Kinda not the worst thing to be worrying about, but man, this sucks. Suddenly, the realization had dawned on all of us. We were all dead, trapped here in this limbo, never to see the surface again, never to see our friends and families. All of our lives had come to an end whether we saw it coming or not. Not true, you could still see your friends and families after they die, probably. Depending on if they go to heaven or hell. Noticing the rise in teary eyes and melancholy, Calais and Raymond Without the accent over it, I can't say it right. What is wrong with me? Ramon tried to calm the crowd down before it went into a full panic. Not even sure if I'm saying it right. What I've decided canonically is his name. I just can't. Mitt spoke up once more, breaking the tension. How did I die, if I may ask? The two up on stage looked at each other with uncertainty. Are you sure you want to know? It would just be nice to know how I spent my final moments before getting here. Dude, she fucking hot as shit. I can't stop looking at her. She beautimus. The angel smiled warmly. I understand. It would bring you some solace and closure, yeah? Yeah. I want to know too. I hardly remember a thing. My memories are all fuzzy-wuzzy. Same here, yo. Alright then. He motioned over to the jacked woman? Oh, jacked! Muscles jacked. Ah, dumb. Michelle Moore. Your time of death was October 25th, 2018 at 8:07 p.m. from blood loss. You're building an animatronic for your local haunted house when the machine suddenly powered on and chewed your whole hand off. Since you've lived alone at the time and your garage soundproofed at the request of your neighbors, no one heard your screams of agony when it happened. Yeesh. Well, at least I went out the way I lived, fisting machinery. She lifted her right arm up for anyone to high-five, but it was kind of difficult to do with her hand missing, so she was left hanging. Wait, was that a pun? On purpose, though? Or was it on accident? You tell me. What are you doing? Our sassy little rabbit friend, DJ Roadkill, as most people called them, died in the most ironic and hilarious of ways. July 4th, 2019, perished when a peaceful protest boycotting the police for radically inspired police brutality turned into a full-blown riot. It's unknown who threw the first stone. Just kidding. Of course it was the police. And you were the stone when an officer shoved you in front of an oncoming car. Oh, shit. Huh, get it? Because their stage name is DJ Roadkill. I don't think that's fun. DJ Roadkill snickered. I love DJ Roadkill. They kind of remind me of my friend. She's a lot like DJ Roadkill. It's kind of funny. Yeah, that is kind of funny, lol. Ah, well, I guess I died the way I lived too. Sticking it to the fucking man! I love DJ Roadkill. If it's any consolation, the chief of police that sparked the initial cause for protest died during the riot. We've had live shows of his torture ever since. Ooh. Come to hell and I can get us front row seats for the next showtime. Blah, I have a weak stomach, no thanks. Though, knowing the fucker went to the place I always cursed him to go does make me feel a bit better. It was then the waitress's turn. Rosita Cardenas. Cardenas? I tried. Time of death, January 15th, 2019, in the heat of the lunch rush at 12:38 p.m. Your cause of death was... Oh. Accidentally worsening a gas leak because of sleep deprivation that resulted in a fatal kitchen explosion? That explains why you're covered in soot. Kinda does. Officially, COD smoke inhalation? How reckless. We can't divulge whether or not there were other casualties besides yourself, but a fire that big... Well, you can use your imagination how many people were left medium to well done. Calais gave Ramon a stern look, seeing as the demon's morbid humor wasn't welcome with Rosita. One at a time, they shared the causes of death to those that asked for it. From freak accidents to diseases to murder. One of the main consistent themes was many of us were young adults. What about me? I finally managed to get a word in near the end. Oh, you? Let's see here. Calais closed his eyes, calmly searching through his mind for my answer. His face scrunched up disapprovingly. That's weird. I can't seem to find your time or cause of death at all. What about you, Ramon? Yeah, no, me neither. It's all blacked out and redacted. I hate it when higher-ups do this vague shit. How odd. Must have been a pretty brutal and traumatic death if you're not allowed to be privy to that information. Ooh. In all my time as an escort, I've yet to see someone like you show up. Makes me wonder. Sorry, Lainey. That sucks. I'm gonna go with this sucks. I'm not playing this on Steam, but it popped up like a Steam achievement. I like that. Yay! I really like Steam achievements. I know, it's really dumb, but I like them so much. How am I supposed to find peace if heaven can't even tell me exactly how I died? Well, unlike these featherbrains that have misplaced your cause of death, hell actually does have it on file. You would just have to claim it for yourself since it's your own private information. Maybe I will. I don't know. This is a lot to take in all at once. I just died after all, and I'm in Eden. I'm in Eden within limbo? I should take it slow and weigh my options. Well, if there aren't any more questions... Suddenly, a horde of people began to close tighter around the stage, people's concerns rising one above another as they tried to get the speaker's attention. Hey, one at a time, please. Ramon, could you... Just as Calais was going to finish his sentence, a muffled song started to chime from Ramon's pocket as he pulled out his phone. His eyes went wide and he began to walk off stage. Cover for me, would ya? Late? I gotta take this phone call real quick. Okay, thanks, bye. I love Ramon. I love them both. I love them all. Problems with some visual novels is the characters are either like too flat, like they're too shoved into their stereotypes, or they're all the same character in different packaging. But this one, they're all so different. I can't help it. I love them all, and they're really like actual people, and I just want to like take everybody's hands and be happy forever. I'll maybe turn the music down a little bit more. Without so much as letting Calais get a word in, he was gone. The Angels side clearly annoyed by this development. One thing that I would like is if maybe the devs would want to put in pronunciation guides for the names, because there's so many different varieties of names, which is really awesome and perfect, and I love that. I want to say their names right. I don't want somebody to come into my video and be like, ugh, I can't stand the way she butchers my language. So that'd be awesome. That'd be amazing. Devs, if you could make that happen, that'd be great. If I forget to put it in my itch.io review, will somebody remind me, please? So I can ask them, because that'd be amazing. This game is still in development. I have no idea how deep it is. We're gonna find out, obviously. He took a deep breath to calm his nerves and addressed the crowd before him. I decide to stay where I am. I'm straight looking for, shoot, I forgot our little ace baby's name. That feels rude. But, I want them. I want to romance them. I want them. They are a fallen angel, so I suspect we'll find them in hell and not here in Utopia. Wait, maybe I should go back. Maybe I should follow Ramon. No, I'll stay where I am. Whatever is going on with the demon doesn't concern me. It'd be better to stay with the group a while longer and see if I can learn anything else from Calais. So wait, this doesn't make any sense. We all died on different months, years even. So how come we all arrived here at the same time? Yeah. Just what year is it in real time? The last soul to have been collected and transported here was on November 10th, 2020 at 9:25 p.m. And the next day is when you all woke up. Ooh, that's today. Today be November 10th. At 9:25 p.m. It's 9:53. It's not me. That was dumb. Not I was even concerned for a second, but I can't help myself. That's the last day I remember being alive. I keep listening. Since this is such a rare occurrence, we keep your souls in Limbo's clouds till there are enough for it to rain. Eden's roots run throughout Limbo, and your soul's essence is brought back to reassemble itself in this very garden all at once. It's all very simple. So cute! I see. She nodded her head along, but I think everyone could tell she did not in fact see. I don't think any of us did from the looks of it. As a woman of science, I only have a bajillion more questions to ask after an answer like that. And I'd be more than happy to tell you all about it when you've made it to Utopia. And what if I don't want to go to Utopia or hell? You could stay here in Limbo. But like I said before, it's not protected by either side. Resources like food and water are pretty limited. Isn't this the Garden of Eden, like from the Bible? Shouldn't there be tons of food here? Calais looked down sadly. Not anymore, nah. Not for a long time. Since Adam and Eve? Nah, not that far back. Maybe 400-500 years ago, the trees and whatnot just stopped making food. Limbo isn't exactly a place meant for living, but none of us figured out why that is. Besides, food isn't the only thing you should be worried about here. What do you mean? This place isn't exactly the safest either. Corrupted spirits, shadow monsters, fallen angels. They're in Limbo. I have to stay in Limbo. And sadistic demons. Don't think for a moment all demons are as friendly like Ramon. Speak of the devil. Ramon had returned from where he had disappeared off to earlier. Miss me? The angel's eyes rolled. Like Lolo? I could barely count the seconds. I didn't know what that means. I've never expected the angel to be one for sarcasm. He seemed much more of a stickler for rules, particularly hostile towards the demon. But Clay has been so patient with answering all our questions regardless of how we react. I smile at the angel. Thank you, Clay. You've been very helpful to all of us. Clay seemed surprised by this. Probably because all we've been doing ever since we woke up was pestering him about our situation. He smiled kindly. Aww, look how happy he is. He smiled kindly and I could feel his sincerity from where I stood. Even if we're all complete strangers, he wanted to see if we were taken care of despite the circumstances. See to it that we are taken care of. Soft for soft boys. I am soft for soft boys. How did you know? And I can respect that in a way. Even though he was an angel assigned to help us lost souls, his passion and desire to help us get to a better place didn't go unnoticed. Well, no thanks to you, I was able to finish up the assembly for the day. Any humans that are interested in Utopia can make a line starting here, so I can register you. A swarm of people crowded around Calais, practically drowning him. Whoa, a single file line if you can, please. Also, if I don't get to you today, I can always mark you down for an appointment tomorrow. And all the people that want to party in hell just head towards the one non-shitty looking hotel building in the city and ride the elevator down. See you soon, winky face. Surprisingly, there were some people who walked out of the garden along with Ramon. There were also a few uncertain folks lingering where they stood as well. Namely, those three from earlier. Well, wasn't Mitz gonna go with, Calais? I thought? Oh, jeez. This is all so much to take in. I don't know what to do. Well, I, for one, am going to Limbo? What? We're in... But didn't you say you were going to Utopia? Huh? I thought you said you were going to follow the angel. Oh, for sure. I just want to see if I can scavenge and stuff while I'm down here. Plus, I'm just curious to see what it looks like. Learn as much as I can about this place and how it works. Same here, yo. I bet it's not even as bad as those two had hyped it up to be, if this garden is anything to go off of. The four of us navigated through the garden for the exit. It was a bit tricky, almost maze-like, but Mitz suggested following the murmurs of the Hell group to find the exit. Once we were out of it, we were instantly met with a sight none of us had ever seen outside of fiction. Ooh, it's rough. Before our eyes were what looked like a desolate city. A concrete jungle laid before us, buildings eroded in a state of overgrowth, metal and nature intertwined with one another. Whatever else lay before the ruined city lay shrouded in a thick fog. As we stepped foot out of Eden and further towards the wasteland, a chill ran through my body. Everything just seemed so cold, hopeless, kind of apocalyptic, huh? Seems like they weren't lying, huh? No kidding. Jesus, like something out of zombie apocalypse game. Same. We all just stood there, taking in everything. Utopia or even hell doesn't sound so bad right now. In an instant, DJ hopped up on my case. Wait a minute. We don't know that yet just from looking at it. Can't judge a book by its cover or some shit. I try really hard not to, but I do definitely judge books by their cover. Like if you see a big-breasted man on the cover with long flowy hair, you know it's gonna be one of those cringy romances that involves lots of sex. No, I'm not cute for that. I don't want it. I mean, yeah, it's kind of funny to point laugh at the sexuals. I'm really sorry, but it is. I don't want to hear about it in detailed descriptions. I don't like pornos, thanks. Yeah, I found some diamonds in the rough back in the days. My dad used to make furniture from trash. Were you poor too? Not really. My family was pretty well off, middle class. The more bougie people in my neighborhood would just toss shit out without much care, so I would swipe up any electronic appliances for my inventions. Wasteful fucks throwing away perfectly good stuff. Wait, what? Throwing perfectly good stuff away when they could donate it. Honestly, I couldn't agree with that more, hence why I stole whatever I found useful. Cool, I dig it. Well, can you really call it stealing if they don't want it anymore? I don't think so. But my dad almost got arrested for taking a table our neighbors were tossing away. That's dumb. It was pretty dark that night, and the table was really heavy that my dad knocked over all the trash bins. He tried to apologize by going to the backyard and wake them up through the bedroom window, but they didn't seem to appreciate it. Okay, now I understand why he almost got arrested. He was doing something a little creepy. I don't think anyone would, honestly. That fascinating tale of accidental trespassing aside, I noticed something. Yeah, because either they were already awake from you knocking over the trash bins, and if they were concerned, they would have come outside and you were just like, oh, sorry, I just really wanted this table, and I didn't want to leave it here until the morning because I didn't want somebody to run off with it. Might be. But climbing into their backyard and trying to wake them up is really weird, especially if you didn't wake them up with the garbage bins. That fascinating tale of accidental trespassing aside, I noticed something. I've already read this. Hey, where'd Mitz go? Yeah, I did see her wander off. Rosita, DJ, and I look around and saw that Mitz had walked off into the city, waving a backhanded goodbye with her good hand. Ah, here I thought we'd be sticking together. I guess it's just us three. Rosita turned her head, and DJ had disappeared now too. They'd scampered off to follow Mitz. They hollered at us. Let's split up and regroup later. Cover more ground and whatever. Without giving either of us a word in, Mitz and DJ's figures vanished into the streets. Rude. It's just you and me then, Lainey. Promise you won't leave me either. I have a much better chance of survival tagging along with someone. We're in a completely unfamiliar and different realm of existence after all. A partner at my side didn't sound so bad. Yeah, sure, why not? We can stick together for a while. Yay! She's so cheerful. I like her. Rosita and I made our way through the city. For a fairly large town, it was pretty empty of citizens, and the people we did come across didn't seem to want anything to do with us. Occasionally we saw some things lurking around corners and inside buildings, but we kept our distance and went unnoticed. Still, Rosita clung to my arm, like at a moment's notice one of us would fall or lose sight of the other. Not to mention she would practically lift me up when we ran from even the mildest of noises. Despite her demeanor, Rosita was pretty fit from the way she hauled me around the distance we ran. She was a waitress. Are you kidding me? You have to be kind of fit if you're going to be standing on your feet, carrying trays around all day. Just saying. Like, you think those girls have it easy? Well, people. Not just girls, but like, you think Rosita had it easy? I asked her to pull over for a moment, exhausted from all the exploring, and to take a breather inside one of the abandoned stores. She took an overview of our surroundings and audibly gasped. I got a tickle, sorry. Gripping my wrist once more as she led me into a small building. A restaurant? I dig it. Ooh, I like this painting. It's kind of cool. OMG! This place! It's an authentic 1920s Sweetie Shakes Diner establishment. How can you tell? I worked at one of the recreations of these restaurants. The recreations play up the retro vibe to 100 with checkers, neon, and metal. But the first few diners were just simple, small family-run eateries in Northern California. Then, in 1970s, Henry's Sweets sold the brand, and by the end of the 90s, there were Sweetie Shakes on half the street corners in the US and parts of Canada. I wonder if this is true. It was all in the instructional 2-hour-long documentary feature employees were required to take a test on for the job. I know some jobs have weird requirements to meet before applying, but that's just ridiculous. Yeah, that's a little weird. Beats needing past experience for an entry-level job at other places. I love that this game is just calling out all sorts of bullshit. I'm here for it. That's amazing. Fair. I took a seat at one of the booths. It wasn't particularly comfortable, and something was preventing me from resting my back against the cushions. Digging around the ripped open leather, I found a set of keys hidden within. These must be keys to the diner or something. Little good it would do now, since after already looking around, the doors were either missing or withered enough that a good shove could bypass any lock. Still, I decided to just pocket the keys for now. Maybe I can find some other use for them later. Water break, sorry. Rosita skipped through the employees-only kitchen door, and I could hear the rustle of metal and boxes being moved from here. I decided to rest my eyes for a bit, dreariness starting to take over me as my palms cradled my head over the table. What time was it even? Is time even relevant in Limbo? I doubted it. There wasn't anything resembling a sun in the sky despite there being light. Just clouds for miles on end. Limbo was meant to be a temporary holding place before humans like Rosita and I ascended, or descended, with one of the immortals. As rare as it was for someone like me or Rosita to end up here, it'd have to be modestly big to even hold 0.00001% of the deaths that happen a year. Before I could further bore myself with the math, Rosita had come back, a tray in hand and a big cheery smile. Ding ding ding! Order up one late night crunch special for Miss Laney. She sets her plate in front of me and slid it in the seat across from me with an empty glass and a straw. I looked down at my food and it doesn't exactly look great. It looks like it might poison you, be careful. Rosita? Yeah? What is this? It's a sausage and hash brown skillet, silly. It's got the nickname Late Night Crunch because it's popular with college students. Legend on my campus has it that a student ate this every day before her exams, and she would get flawless marks. It's like a good luck ritual. Though, I think my manager just made that up to get more customers from my college. Probably. Doesn't mean it wasn't delicious. Dig in. Rosita then began to sip from her clearly empty glass and hummed whimsically. Pretend to eat food with her? Obviously, she doesn't expect me to eat this hot plate of garbage. I humor and stick my fork into the meal and bring it just inches away from my face. It smells awful, but I can put on a convincing performance pretending to take a bite. Munch, munch, I said phonetically. So good. My compliments to the chef. Rosita giggled, her very happy I decided to play along. I'd be sure to let her know. Hey, shouldn't you be working right now? I took my break just to hang out with you, cutie pie. I'll have to let your manager know about this then. Aw, come on, don't be one of those kinds of customers. We laughed and enjoyed our game of pretend for a little while longer. It was nice to play make-believe and escape our less than favorable reality. After a few minutes when the conversation died down, I suggested we take a moment to rest while we had the chance. Rosita agreed and laid her head down, curling up, so I decided to do the same and nodded off in my seat. It was me who woke up first. I stretched out my muscles and yawned in content. Not the best nap I ever had, let alone the most comfortable, but I did feel a bit more refreshed. I got up, looked out the diner's window, and noticed that the outside had gotten just a bit darker. Best idea is to wake up Rosita and look for the others. She looked so peaceful in her sleep despite the circumstances. Almost felt bad waking her up, but we had to go. Rosita. Ugh. I lightly shook her shoulder and she shrugged it off. Rosita, come on, it's time to go. Her eyes slowly began to flutter open and she sat up with a teeny yawn. I was just having the weirdest dream. Was it the one where you were in limbo? No, it was the one where I was back in high school and I didn't know where my classmates were, and the schoolmate's mascot was Chicken, but I remember there was actually a high school mascot, and Seal would drive the cutest little butcher. It was designed for one of our friends' contest, put it back in the dream, but once I found my first classmate, the normal teacher replaced the teacher. It was really nice, and everyone, for some reason, the teacher the whole day. I had slippers instead of hands, so I ended up failing my classes. Oh, wow. That is a weird one. We heading out now? Yep, best to try and regroup with the others. I tried my best. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Okie dokie pokey. Aw, that's cute. I say okie dokie. I should start saying okie dokie pokey. That's cute. Rosita flipped the restaurant side to closed on the way out. She's kind of a doofus. Friends? We may have just met, but that didn't sound too bad, to be honest. A friend like Rosita in this kind of world, heck, even on Earth sounds fine to me. Yeah, Rosita's sweetie. Oh, that's a cool statue. Oh, the little boat. I want to go in one of those swan boats. These pots are broken. Sad. Rosita and I were what looked like to be a downtown era. Okay, there is an actual little spelling error here. Or grammatical error? Like the buildings were explored before. Like the buildings we explored before, most were inaccessible, empty, or had some shady-looking figures inhabiting them. All except for the shopping mall center. In contrast to everything else, it was teeming with life, built around a river with the cleanest-looking water I had ever seen. I knelt down and scooped some water into my hands to take a sip, thirsty from all the wondering. It actually tasted pretty clean. It was cool and refreshing on my tongue, like I had taken a swig from a bottle of water. As tempting as it was to drink more, I saw some residents taking a bath in the river a distance from us. So the invasive thought of people using the mall river with the same amount of respect as a community pool turned me off for now. Because, you know, people piss in those. Yes? What is she doing? While I was busy thinking about While I was busy thinking about that, I ended up losing Rosita, who had wandered off on her own. I doubted she would leave the area entirely, and with the amount of pink on her, hard to miss either. Oh, you wanna be so funny is that she's wearing pink because it's her uniform, but then like her like normal attire is just like straight hardcore goth. That would be amazing. That'd be so cool. Most of the stores within the mall operated by trade instead of some form of currency. Ooh, like a pastel goth? That'd be cool. Being relatively new here, I didn't have much on me except for some keys I found back at Sweetie Shakes. Not that anything really piqued my interest per se. Except... Oh, come on, you gotta sell me that thing. That sounded like Mips. Ah, cutie, hello. I followed the sound of her voice and found her looking pretty cross at the vendor. From the looks of it, she was trying to buy something off the vendor and looked pretty desperate to convince him. Hello, vendor. Why do you have different sized eyeballs? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Tut, lady. This sweet robot toy we got here goes for 5 Adam's apples. Your earth money is no good here, even if it is a cursed hundo. Paper money is as good as toilet paper in my domain. How about you just take the whole wallet? Is that enough? Hell am we supposed to do with a dinky wallet like that? Can't carry anything in it. But that's a lot of fancy toys you have strapped to your belt there. Much fancier than this one we traded for. He nodded to her tool belt and reached to touch her hammer. Mitz took a step back. Back off, dude. You can't have any of my tools. If I gave you any of them, it would render the whole reason I wanted the toy pointless. Then we're done here. Scram. Mitz did not look happy at all by this. All this for a silly kid's plaything? Hey, Mitz. Lainey. Great timing. You got anything I could trade this bozo for his robot toy? Why? I need it so I can take it apart and use a scrap to build myself a new hand. I'm right-handed and this incredible brain is useless without two functioning hands to tinker. Well, I got an idea or two how you could put that pretty little head of yours to good work. Ooh, you sick fuck. Beg pardon? Uh-oh. Looks like Mitz was about to throw down with the vendor. You think Mitz got a body like that and is not gonna use it to throw down when she need to? He didn't seem too tough, pretty scrawny at that. Suddenly something grabbed me and Mitz by the back of the collar and lifted us inches off the ground. Who is you? Hello? Why are you so tall? Damn. I looked behind me to see a tall, large Caucasian man was the source of our sudden levitation. Want me to show him out, Mr. Hortz? Yes, Jacobs, if you would be so kind. Ah. These broke bitches don't have anything of value to trade with us. Wait! Mitz looked over to me frantically for any idea on how to get the toy from the man. Use your head, Mitz. Offer keys? It's a long shot, but how about some keys? I managed to reach in my pocket and pulled out the keys, jingling them, hoping Hordes would be enticed. Jacob scoffed. What use would Mr. Hordes have for those? Hordes raised his hand, and Jacob immediately silenced. We accept your offer. What, seriously? Even Mitz was surprised by this, as Hordes swiped the keys from my hand, and Jacobs put us back down. I hope this doesn't put me on Mitz's route. Like, I love Mitz, but I want our little ace baby. And, I want to romance our little ace baby, I should say. I don't want to, like, own somebody. But, also, I wanted Mitz to have her hand. Obviously, if she needs both hands, I want her to have one. Does thou judge our judgment? Foolish. As the king of this dump, we can find use in the most shitty of garbage. Like how these keys can make for a wonderful makeshift pair of brass knuckles. I just armed him with a weapon. Eee. He punched at the air around him to demonstrate. Once he realized how silly he must have looked, he returned to his usual ridiculous kingling composure and tossed the toy for Mitz to catch. Anyway, yeah, the robot's all yours. We got bored of it a week ago since it needs batteries. Now beat it. We did just that, and the whole time Mitz was just beaming with energy while already taking apart the toy. Mitz, you're so cute! Eee. Thank you so much, Lainey. Girls love toys. That's an achievement, that's nice. I promise, if you're ever in heaven, I'll make it up to you. Hey, it's no problem. I doubt those keys would have come in handy since traditional door locks are obsolete here. Would have made a decent weapon like the guy said. She swooped in and gave me a great big hug. A really, really tight hug. I bet she gives amazing hugs. Like, I think my lungs are collapsing. Mitz, I need air. 3 more seconds. 1, 2, 3. She let go, and air never tasted so good. Ah, come on, you big baby. I wasn't even using half my strength. If that was only half, I don't want to experience you at full power. Only if you ask nicely. She laughed. You know, even if that other guy was pretty huge, I'm pretty sure you could have taken him and nabbed the toys from that weirdo. Probably. But I really don't like having to use these sweet muscles for anything other than hauling machinery in self-defense. As easy as it is to brute force my way to a solution, I'm an innovator, not an instigator. Though, I'm glad you came in clutch back there, hun. So, thanks. I owe you one, lady. Aww. I'll keep that in mind if I need a hand down the line. Wait. Oh, har har, very funny. That was an accident, I swear. Haha, you bitch, sure it was. I love Mitz. Mitz giggled at my attempts to save face, so I decided to change the subject. You're an engineer or something? A robotics engineer specifically, but I've dabbled in other sciences like IT. What kind of stuff have you made? Her eyes light up. I may have died at age 25, but ever since I was a teen, I've been building and innovating tech. Like when I was 14 and still in the egg. I was super into skateboarding, but the homophobic kids in my neighborhood never wanted to play with me. So I made myself a functioning hoverboard to one-up my neighbors. I was still young, so I didn't exactly know how to make it energy efficient. It took a whole week to charge for less than an hour of play. But the look on those fuckboys getting shredded by the neighborhood twink was well worth the grounding my dads gave me when the power bill came in. That's amazing, Mitz. Aww, fuck. Damn it. Ah, Mitz, you beautiful babe. Fuck. Mitz blushed from my praise. Oh, she's so freaking cute. But please, I want to meet our little ACD, please. We walked around for a while longer, Mitz looking for anything else she could possibly trade for something useful for her hand replacement. Sadly, technology was fairly sparse in Limbo from what I've seen, and the ones that did catch her eyes were way out of her price range. That being 0. Well, I mean, they do have some tech in Utopia, and some tech, and more tech in Hell, so I'm sure wherever she decides to go, she'll be able to finish her hand off. Was that a weird thing to say? In hindsight, we should have expected that. Ugh, I feel like I'm in the 1800s. Hopefully Haven homes at least in the 90s. I'd even take the 80s or 70s. I'm that desperate. Rosita mentioned that one of the buildings we inspected was an original diner from the 1920s. So all the other buildings here are pretty old too. I just got reminded of a sad thing. When I was in 6th grade, I'm 23, so it was a while ago, but definitely in the early 2000s. Or maybe 2010-ish. I had a CD player. And I played CDs. I didn't have any of the newfangled MP3 gadgets or anything like that. I had a CD player and it played CDs and I was into it. I dug it. I got made fun of for it. I'm sad about it. CD players are no joke, okay? Jeez, I'm really vibing with Clay right now. So all the other buildings here are pretty old too. Figures. I saw some folks dancing to Louis Armstrong around a gramophone earlier with Roadkill. Speaking of them, where are they? Don't know. Last time I saw them, they scampered off to join those people dancing around the phone. You should probably look for them. Earlier we ran into someone that was a fan of theirs and would let us crash at her place for the night while we all figure out what we want to do. DJ Roadkill has a fan here? What are the odds of an encounter like that? About 0.000000037%. I hope I said enough zeros. I did the math in my head when it happened. While I'm cautious about that 1 in a billion, it's a better option than possibly getting jumped in our sleep by someone or something dangerous. Just go back to Eden. That makes sense. Where did you say this group of Louis Armstrong stands were? In the parking lot area east from here? I think Rosita and I came in from the main west entrance. Where's that waitress now? She got distracted and wandered off. I'm sure she's still floating around here somewhere. Good, I'll track her down and we can all regroup then. I nodded and headed towards the east entrance of the shopping center. I'm on a quick date. Oh, cool. It seemed like the Louis Armstrong worshippers had left with the record still playing. Shame. I actually kind of wanted to see that. Wait, what? Had left with the record still playing. Like they took the record with them? Or what? Shame, I actually kind of wanted to see that. I took a few steps into the parking lot when I heard someone call out for my attention. Psst, psst, psst. They made those noises someone makes when you're trying to beckon a cat your way. I love the tired track on their face. I made my way over to them. DJ Roadkill, was it? DJ Roadkill. DJ Roadkill. DJ Roadkill. DJ RK. Yada yada yada. Whatever works best for you. I know it could be a mouthful. But listen. I managed to get the 4 of us a place to sleep for the night. I'm hoping y'all would hear me out about what I had in mind before trying to split ways. Ah, that's right. DJ Roadkill was the one person who wasn't fond of the options Ramon and Calais gave us. But we can talk about that together later. Right now, I totally gotta show you the place we're gonna stay at. Where is it? You'll see soon enough. So I followed DJ Roadkill as they merrily led the way to the supposed place. For only being here less than a day, DJ Roadkill sure moved around the streets as if they lived here their whole life. On the way there, we passed by what looked like a small community that made their homes in some of the more intact buildings. The atmosphere seemed relatively less somber and gloomy in comparison to the rest of the town, but only by so much. We stopped right in front of a church. I wasn't reading it, I was just questioning it. Somehow, you don't strike me as the religious type. I'm not. Or I wasn't till I woke up in the literal Garden of fucking Eden. Really, I'm still 50-50 on everything that's going on. But that's not the reason I brought you here. DJ hopped up the stairs and I followed. Their hand rested on the church door handle. Check this shit out. They gave the handle a good yank, and I couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing. From the outside, it looked like an ordinary church, but the inside was completely different. What was once a church had been remodeled into a nightclub. Oh, neat. Beautiful stained glass windows illuminated the dance floor, along with an elegant chandelier furthering the strange clash of motifs to the other. Oh. And despite all that, it still somehow managed to be the most normal looking place I had encountered today. My mouse sometimes does this weird double click thing. Whoa. Dope, huh? I love you, DJ Roadkill! DJ Roadkill's voice seemed to be coming from above me, and when I looked up, I saw them hanging upside down from the chandelier's hoop. They're so funny. I'm genuinely at a loss of words. And when the fuck did you get up there? Who cares? I've seen my fair share of nightclubs when I was alive, but this is def on my top 10 list. They expertly swung themselves off from the ceiling and back to the ground with ease. The little dab, so cute. DJ seemed to be quite the natural gymnast as they stuck the landing. Faye the owner, renovated this place all by herself. It's meant to give the peeps in limbo a bit of pleasure every now and again. She lives in hell but has some visa or whatever and can bring stuff over from there to here when she can. She's also a total cougar, but unromanceable unless the Kickstarter stretch goal is met. Kickstarter stretch goal. Kickstarter stretch goal. Please, would you mind? Help kickstart this game? Like, fuck, I'm gonna go get a job. I don't have a job right now. I'm trying really hard to focus all my energy on YouTube, but I'm gonna get a fucking job so I can kickstart some shit, okay? And also, like, I don't know, donate to my favorite YouTubers like Kieran and the Laser Knights and all kinds of people. You should check them out. We play in Among Us sometimes. Okay, a while ago, but Kickstarter stretch goal. You got it. Didn't we hit that stretch goal actually? What? Wait, what? What? Anyway. Shit. But I didn't see a Kickstarter link, so I'm wondering if that's why. I'll update at the very end of the video. I'll update. And we'll find out if there's a Kickstarter or not. Anyway, she sounds pretty cool. Where is she? She's off visiting some of the residents. She said I could perform tonight if I set up the equipment myself. Mind helping me out? Please? Just kidding. You don't have a choice unless you want to sleep elsewhere. I was gonna help anyway, but fine. With no choice, I guess I helped DJ Roadkill set up the stage for tonight's performance. While we worked, DJ and I made conversation. Well, it was more DJ talking about whatever came to their mind and me just nodding my head, trying to figure out what cable goes where. For a dystopian-looking town, electricity outlets all seem to be functional. I believe dim lighting in most places comes from the lack of working appliances to light up areas. Candles, however, were pretty abundant, and in the club's case, worked to its aesthetic. DJ Roadkill sure looked right at home at that. DJ Roadkill. That can't be their actual name, right? I mean, it's the one the demon used for them back in the garden, but... And that weird mask that they never seem to take off? I just had to ask. Oh, shoot. Do I ask about the mask or the name? I'm more curious about the mask. So, do you have a face under that mask, or... Maybe. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just a skeleton underneath this. Game theory. DJ Roadkill is a funny skeleton man? Oh. Wait. No, okay. Oh, will we get copyright strike for mentioning another IP? IP. IP what? What does IP stand for? I'm not dumb, right? Nah, I think that description was pretty vague enough. I laughed at the ridiculousness of what DJ was saying while I popped open a can of Relicola. I have no idea what you're talking about. But to answer your question is that there is no answer. The mystery of what lies behind the mask is one of the core appeals of my character. I shit you not, most of my gigs I've landed are because of my strategically marketable persona. It's even gotten me some post-show rendezvous. Post-show rendezvous? Booty calls, lady. Try to keep up. You'd be surprised how many people want to smash while I wear the mask. Not that I'd want to take it off anyway. Don't want to spoil the enigmatic allure that is DJ Roadkill, am I right? Enigmatic. This word does not come up in my everyday life, so when it does come up, I want to make sure I'm saying it right. Yeah. Was it me, or did they just sound a bit sad there? It's a mystery. Maybe I should change the subject. What was this plan you wanted to discuss with the others? It's better to talk about it when the others are here. But basically, I just think that, like, we shouldn't jump into the arms of the first person we meet. Even if they are some sort of angel or demon. You know what I mean? Kinda, I guess. After that, it was back to DJ mindlessly rambling on with no filter till we finished setting up the stage. I didn't hear anywhere in the rule book that you had to decide right now if you're going to Utopia or Hell. Just saying. Like, they should be allowed to think about it for a couple days if they want. Just saying. My opinion. Rambling on, no filter till we finish setting up the stage. Pretty sure I read that. Pretty sure I'm taking a water break. Some time had passed, and I noticed through the window that it was the equivalent to nighttime outside. The sky remained cloudy and vacant of any moon or stars in sight. It is to be expected. I doubt either of those would exist in limbo. Well, then, where's the light coming from? I suppose it's just another thing I'm gonna miss from the living world. I gave a weary sigh at that thought and took a seat in one of the pews. Pew pew pew! Even with all the shenanigans I had endured today, I couldn't help but feel somber. My life as I knew it was over. I couldn't even properly lament my own death as I had no recollection of the events leading up to it to make matters worse. God. The reality of mine and the others' situation was starting to hit me harder than before. I threw my head back and heard the church doors open, bringing my pity party to an end for the moment. It was Rosita and Mitz with another person right behind them. Faye, probably? I may be depressed, but I wasn't going to be rude and not introduce myself to our host for the night. I pushed myself up to my feet, whether I wanted to greet them or not. You're Faye, right? Cute as fuck. Faye was a tall, slender woman with dark hair and a streak of silver that ran down from the side of her angular face. I couldn't tell if the silver was from dye or natural, but for the sake of avoiding asking a woman what her age is, I kept it to myself. Age is cute. That's what. Despite that, by no means did she look old. Mature, sure, but she made it work. Faye Belle, but Faye is also acceptable. Oh my god! We almost match in lipstick. My black doesn't stay put, so I put it on the bottom some, but like, this is red. My black's not staying put, so it looks less red than when it started, but we almost matched! We would have matched if I didn't have shitty black. My. This place looks far from heavenly. Not that that's an insult. No, it's something to be, dare I say, praised. DJ Roadkill hopped down from the stage towards us, full of piss and vinegar. Yeah, tonight's gonna be lit. Is now really a good time to party? May as well. We don't know what will hold for the four of us tomorrow. Why not throw a killer rave for the dead? But I'm not dressed for a rave. I doubt anyone will be, honestly. Oh, no. You have that all wrong. We all looked at her. During my visits here, I tend to bring an assortment of daily necessities for the residents. That includes clothing. They may not be designer and a little worn out, but everyone has at least one or two Sunday bests in their possession they save for special occasions. However, this time I didn't bring anything extra to donate for you. But I would gladly loan you some of mine. Just for tonight, though. They're my personal outfits. Aw, cute. That's so sweet of you. Told you she was cool. Yeah, thanks for everything you've given us. It's much appreciated given our circumstance. She smiled warmly for us. She's beautiful. I love her. Well, most of us. How do you get all these supplies here? I'd imagine it can't be easy, let alone safe, to try and support a whole town of citizens. DJ looked up at Mitz and nudged her. Mitz, why are you trying to look a mouth horse in the gift? Oh my god, I love DJ. I think I'm pretty justified in being suspicious since she's from hell. Yes. Mitz. No need to defend me, DJ. I can understand why Miss Mitz would question my unwavering kindness. Especially considering I'm from the big bad place under the ground. So I must have a malicious agenda, right? Mitz kept quiet. Faye sighed in disappointment. Such a narrow-minded view, and reality is unfair. Not all in hell are inherently bad people. Some were dealt a bad hand in life and never received the help they truly needed to better themselves. Others simply enjoyed their lives to the fullest that a good Christian believer could only fantasize about. And some just don't quite fit into that black and white criteria Utopia has created to scream people like yourselves. Hence, why you stand here in this plane of existence between realms today. Mitz kept quiet, looking a bit ashamed, like a child being chastised by her parents. Faye's expression softened once more. Not everyone in hell is a bad person. There are very bad people in it, but that doesn't make me or anyone else inherently evil. To vouch and answer your question, most of these supplies are donated from citizens in hell. How am I able to bring them here? I suppose you can say I have a permit to move through limbo and hell when needed. Mitz kind of squinted at that last part. A permit? DJ jumped back into the conversation. Hey, mouth horse gift? The semantics, fuck. I have a long history of not being able to handle this word. I once used schematics instead of semantics. True story, bruh. And it's not gotten better. It's not. The semantics of everything would take too long to go over. Mitz shrugged, letting the topic go. It looked like she wanted to say more, but stopped for DJ's sake. I want to know more about Faye. Especially since we have a party to throw tonight. Woohoo! Party! Oh yeah, now we're talking. My room is down the corridor to the right. It's the big mahogany door. You can hardly miss it. Now, see if you can find an outfit suited to your taste. Okay. Let go of what you are and become what you might be. Is that like a biblical quote? It's definitely a quote, right? It's in quotes, so... I don't know anything about the Bible or religion, not gonna lie. We followed the direction as told and found the room with no problem. For the most part, it still looked like an office with amenities for comfortable living. There was a futon rolled up in the corner that looked barely used next to the wardrobe where I assumed tonight's loners were stored. Many of the bookshelves remained, but I couldn't help but notice many of the titles were not exactly the most religious. From storybooks, YA novels, literary classics, to comic books, to some more adult-themed literature. Probably has big-breasted, hairy men all over it. I flipped through one of the books. Yep, it's porn alright. At the beginning of the book, I noticed a packet with a note in it. Return to Faye by next arrival. Maybe this room doubled as a library? Suddenly, I felt a hand on my shoulder. What you reading there? DJ's grip on my shoulder tightened. Woohoo! Faye, you minx. This is some kinky shit, not that I'm gonna judge. My kinda gal. Good thing she's romanceable now, huh? Oh yeah, we did. Thank you to all the backers, y'all the real MVPs. With that wall break finished, they went back to searching through the wardrobe with the others. Thank you, Kickstarter backers. Thank you for making Faye romanceable. I love you, you're great. Personally, I couldn't give much care as to what I would wear for the party tonight. A sense of gloom hung over me that was too hard to shake. Hey Lainey, aren't you gonna pick out something too? I shrugged. I'll just wear whatever's left, honestly. That's no good. We don't want her to feel left out, right guys? Rosita looked over to Mitz and DJ, who had almost a full outfit already picked out, and Rosita frowned their way. Huh, oh yeah, right. Come on, join us. We can help you pick something that suits you, for show. They said that, but kept their picks close to them regardless. I gave in and dug through the racks and drawers. We get flirty dress, suave blazer, ooh, that could be cool. Cheeky shorts, hanging that booty out for everybody to thank us, obviously. Smart suspenders. I think I personally would probably wear a flirty dress. That's just my vibe. But I want to wear a suave blazer because I don't feel like I could pull off a suave blazer. So I'm gonna do it in game. The blazer in particular caught my eye. It was a sleek, sophisticated black, paired with the turtleneck in my favorite color. Dressed for success. Oh, that sounds so cool. If you could do me, if you could, my necklace is on backwards. No, it's not. Okay, it was just twisted. Okay. If you can pull off suave turtleneck blazer combo, that is so cool. That is like one of the coolest outfits, not gonna lie. Throw on some slim slacks and comfortable dress shoes and it made me look pretty distinguished. The gang let me have first dibs to change in the restroom. Once I came back, I did a turnaround for them and they clapped approvingly. I could just imagine it with like, you pull out the collar a little bit and then do that nifty heel toe turn. Oh my god, I bet it looks so cool. I want to be that cool, damn. Fuck it, ass out, am I right? What? The cloud fruit? Fuck it, ass out, am I right? What does that mean? I felt a bit daring with my choice. And by daring, I mean I was gonna take this crop top, fishnets, booty shorts, and sneakers to transform myself into an ethot. What? I didn't get to see the achievement. Also, what? The gang let me have first dibs to change the... What? Wait, what? Is it broken? I think it might be broken. Because we go with blouse, blazer, shoot. And then it changes it. Thought core. I guess I'm fine with it, but my blazer. Once I came back, I spun around on my heel for them, and they clapped approvingly. I didn't feel like going overboard, so I picked out the button-up with a plaid pattern. I threw on some suspenders with my favorite color for good measure, and for some style points. Get in the locker? Because you're wearing suspenders? The gang let me have first dibs in the restroom. Okay, it must be a conflict with the code. And so it's going through the options. Instead of just going with the one we selected. It's reading through them. Once I came back, I did a turnaround and they clapped approvingly. Couldn't help but blush as they all complimented me, one shape or another. Give a small boost of confidence that I really read it out right about now. Thanks, you guys. My turn. What? I thought I was next. Unless you want to change together. Sure, we're both girls. I'm non-binary, actually. That's fine, too. Backtracking a bit, I'll hop into and make sure DJ doesn't try anything. Like what? I wasn't. Not without anyone's consent, of course. The three of them went to change in the bathroom together, and since I was already dressed, I felt it was polite to stay behind. One by one, they came out and showed off their outfits for the night. Aw, cute! Rosita wore a simple bright yellow dress that really brought out the highlights in her hair. I couldn't tell if DJ was gonna hit the old town road or the club, but I liked it. Mitz kept it simple and comfortable with a layered look. Cute! You could go clubbing, or you can just hang around the house and we could, like, pet our cats together or something. Just saying. You all look great. They all thanked me each in their own way when a knock came at the door. A line is starting to form outside. You lot ready yet? Yep. Wonderful. We all stepped back in the hallway and made our way back to the main area. No way. The whole atmosphere did 180 from a sacred sanctuary to a poppin' nightclub with the flick of the lights. Residents of Limbo filled the room, and the quiet was immediately alive with the sound of excited chatter. DJ pieced out and hopped on stage, living up to their name, and started their show. Rosita and Michelle followed suit and went over to the dance floor to party with the rest of the crowd. Everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves. Us newcomers and Limbonians? Oh! Limbonians. People living in limbo, obviously. Alike, despite the circumstances. And yet, not much of a party-goer, Lainey. It's not that? It's not that? Something on your mind? I sighed wearily, and Faye smiled at me sympathetically. Hey, come with me. I know a quieter place. I blinked. Huh? Just follow me. You'll feel better, I promise. They held my hand loosely, and I felt strangely compelled to follow her. She stopped in front of a confessional, a dim light flowing out from its windows. She opened the door on the right, led me through, and... Oh, it's like a bar. A bar? No place really was sacred in this church club. At least the lighting was less intense on the eyes. And the fruity aroma. From behind me, Faye popped open a bottle, some sort of sparkling wine, and with care, the champagne into the two glasses in her... Oh, poured. And with care, poured the champagne into the two glasses in her other hand. Apologies, but it looked like you could really use a drink. I managed to laugh. Really? First turning the church into a nightclub, and now the confessional is a bar? No. This is still a place of worship, in a sense. It's the Twilight Church, and we praise the night. Faye walked behind the counter and gave a little pat, beckoning me to take a seat. I obliged. Don't put me on the Faye route. I mean, I love her. She fucking beautiful, but I want my ace booty, and we haven't even met them yet, and I don't even remember their name. I'm angry about it. I enjoy playing bartender while the party goes on. Oh, it's Faye, not me. I enjoy playing bartender while the party goes on outside and listen to people spin me their yarns. They unload to me all of their burdens, regrets, fears, and I give them my ear with a piece of guidance. And a side of the poison of their choice. How kind of you. You say that, but I've had my fair share of glasses thrown my way. Much like whiskey, my advice isn't the easiest to swallow. Ah, I see. As we chatted, a small handful of people entered the bar. It seemed like we're not the only ones that preferred a more low-key atmosphere. Faye didn't charge me or anyone for the drinks, saying it was a civil service they provided for clubgoers. Aww. Apparently there were rules and regulations on the transportation of drink and food to Limbo. Utopia could only bring so much food into Limbo, though clearly not enough from the looks of some people. Hell, on the other hand, had an all-out ban on edible perishables. The demons higher up allowed people such as Faye permission to carry these things such as alcohol to be freely transported to and apparently from Limbo. It was a lot of politics that Faye spared me on the details. She patted my head and went on to serve other clientele that wanted to wet their whistles. They all seemed somber, but would crack a smile just for Faye as she poured them a drink. Aw, that's sweet. It's our ace, baby. Except for one raggedy blonde in particular. He seemed to just be in a bad mood despite the little act of kindness. Noelle! Obviously that's what it was. Seems like more and more humans keep turning every day. It's a shame. It's a bloody goddamn tragedy, that's what it is. Casey went belly up last week. Oh dear, how did Honora take it? Pretty fucking bad considering his Geist went on a rampage on her. I had to put them down myself while our roommate screamed at me. How awful. But you made the right call. Really? Because it sure never does feel like it after the fact. Now, Noelle, ma chérie. I tried. It would be mon chéri now. Mon chéri. There's nothing else that can be done. Casey was beyond saving and was dragging Honora down. Most people that end up here in Limbo and don't pass to either side turn into Geists at some point. This time was different, Faye. Casey was going to retake the Utopia trial with the new arrivals this week after 5 years of waiting. Noel gestured over to me. I suppose he meant this Casey was planning on taking Utopia's test with us newcomers. And 5 years seemed to be the wait time between attempts at getting into Utopia for humans of Limbo. God, why couldn't he just hold out a little while longer? Faye sighed, more annoyed than anything. To be blunt, I don't think it would have done Casey any good. Oh, you shut your fucking mouth. Noel got up too fast for me to see. I couldn't properly see it when I was sitting down across the bar, but he had wings. Wings blacker than anything I've seen before. Light just disappeared into it, never to be seen again. They extended wide and intimidating, but Faye seemed unfazed. Here we go again. You don't know shit. So Angies, baby chill. I wanna be friends. I wanna not touch butts. Let's touch hearts, not butts. Oh, well, what I do know is you're trying to save the hopeless despite their apathy. Or the alternatives. Literal fucking hell is hardly an alternative. It's really hard to read while sounding pissy. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. Better than trying to adhere to Utopia's high standards. The acceptance rate has dropped from what, 75 to 72 these last few years? Doesn't seem like much on paper, but those are still lives being denied. I may not be as strong as I used to be, but I'll still beat your ass, Faye. You keep saying that, but you've yet to lay a finger on me. Too quick for my eyes, Noelle grabbed Faye, a look of genuine surprise in her eyes. Christ, what should I do? Fight. Try to defuse the situation, obviously. Like, I'm not trying to jump to any conclusions, but I don't feel like chanting fight is gonna do anything. Peacekeeper. Let's not get too hasty now, guys. I didn't say anything wrong. You don't know whether or not Casey would have been able to pass the test. You aren't the ones that make up God. Faye cracked a smile, and it only made Noelle more pissed. He hadn't been causing trouble, and was even helping me track down stuff that greedy bozo horde stole from our village from under our watch. Blankets, apples, clothes, even toys of ours got jacked last week. toys? How about you just take the whole wallet? Is that enough? How am we? Fuck, why is that so hard to say? How am we supposed to do with a dinky wallet like that? Can't carry anything in it. But that's a lot of fancy toys you have strapped to your belt there. Much fancier than this one we traded for. Really? Is that what actually happened now? Huh? Faye giggled heartily, clearly amused, and I had an inkling while remembering my interaction with Hordes earlier. That stuff Horde stole? Casey was the one who took it in the first place. Noelle looked shocked. Sorry. You have such a tight lock on this village. Don't you think it's weird Hordes, of all people, would be able to sneak in and out without so much as you noticing? So long as you're around watching over the few sane humans in the residential area, Hordes wouldn't dare. Him and his lackey Jacobs may be eccentric, but they aren't stupid. That doesn't prove anything. Fine, but answer me this. Who was on guard duty that night? You or Casey? Noel kept quiet for a long time, scratching his head faster and faster as he probably recontextualized everything he thought he knew. He then suddenly sat down in his seat, fists banging so hard on the table I thought it would split in two. Motherfucker! He lied to me. Again. He looked so betrayed while he sat there sulking, biting down on his damaged lip and drawing more of his white blood. Ew, his blood is white? I know, baby. Faye placed a hand on his back, but Noel swatted it away. We just stood there in awkward silence for a good while, till Noel lifted his head back up. Faye. Yes? Bring me your strongest shit. We're getting plastered tonight. Whoo! I'll be right back then. I was about to leave when... You stay. Got some balls getting between us. You know, most people either respect or fear that lady. Which are you? Me? I can't fucking stand her, but she's the only one who has good booze in Limbo. It's a little of both, I guess. She scares you? Nothing really scares me much anymore. But between you and me, I can't help but feel uneasy around her. Something's off? Noel shrugged. Kid, I've been here in Limbo for a few centuries, and that woman's been visiting here for almost all of that. Humans that live for as long as she has can be a little kooky. Horde's being here for maybe 100, and he's calling himself the King of Limbo. I've met him. Yeah, he's pretty weird. Total fucking nut jobs, those two are. Am I right? Noel laughed, and then Faye reappeared. Who's a nut? You, of course. Wow. I love our spicy little ace. Wow, didn't even try to hide it. Nothing I haven't already heard before. The rest of the night was relaxed as Faye served me a few more drinks. By the time the club and bar closed for the night, I had forgotten all about my previous worries. I head off to bed in one of the booths with a blanket Faye left for me. The reflective light shining down on me from the broken stained glass above me woke me up when morning came to. The others seemed to have risen before me and were cleaning up the mess the party left behind. Finally! You're awake now. Good. Get up and help us clean this shit. Clean this shit up. Okay, got it. I was able to word properly. It was the least we could do. To thank Faye for letting us stay the night. I got up, stretched my muscles, and slowly got up. I'm good. Thankfully, I didn't have a hangover despite drinking last night. I picked up a broom and joined Rosita, Mitz, and DJ in sweeping up the dance floor. Rosita, being a waitress and all, was no stranger to cleaning up messes left behind by others. She mopped the floor spotless to the point I swear I could see my reflection in it. DJ and I sort of just swept everything into a trash bag. Where does trash even get thrown out? I asked DJ and they shrugged. We could always just burn it. I don't think we have to worry about the environmental impact here in the afterlife. Mitz was a little slower and would see if anything interesting was left over from last night. I don't think she found anything of interest though in the end. Once we were done, I stopped over analyzing each person's cleaning like some weirdo. We took a break back on the pew booth. So, Deej, you want to talk about some quote-unquote other options than what the angel and demon gave us? There's other options? Did I space out when they mentioned them? Technically, they did, and they didn't. Heaven or utopia or hell were our only viable options. Yeah, but there was a third. Staying in limbo? I don't know if that mask has been blocking your view, but this place is kinda a generic dystopian wasteland where the lost end up to live the rest of their afterlife, never having their souls put to rest. They either go insane or die twice. I was gonna say dump, but that works too, I guess. You aren't wrong, there isn't much hope for any of us here. At least, in my opinion, that is. Yeah, I know things look pretty bad as is, but you saw on the way to this village. There are real people here, and they have made Limbo their home. How many willingly, really? Even if they couldn't get into Utopia, which chimes a few alarms, hell's right there too. Why not go there? Maybe because it's fucking hell and they're scared? Listen, guys. DJ Roadkill sighed. I know it's a hard sell, but I think there's potential here. The people here aren't so bad. Troubled, but like, who else wouldn't be in their situation? Last night at the bar, I met someone that said his friend was trying to get better so he could try to get into Utopia. See? Though, it turned out he was a thief. See? No way I'd want that dude stealing any of my shit while I try to rebuild my hand. Well, you don't have to worry so much considering he had to be put down. Put down? Yeah, he turned into a geist, is what he called it. I think those geists are those shadowy creatures that lurked around in town. Rosita and Mid's faces went pale, and DJ's ears dropped down at this revelation. Wait, those monsters? Were once people like us? Fuck. Fuck, I knew it. Cliché and overdone, but I knew it. That's it then. No way am I staying here. I've got too much to do, so much to give. No way am I gonna let myself become one of those things. You won't. They told me that only happens when you lose all hope or die. I've already made up my mind, Deej. I'm not going to die here. Please understand. Mitz got up from where she sat and began walking for the door. DJ gave chase to try and stop her to little avail. The opening and closing of the church doors echoed throughout the hall, with such certainty. Gotcha. I was skipping some words. That Mitz was not coming back. DJ looked over to the rest of us. Well, we can make do with the three of us, right guys? Rosita and I looked at each other, doubt evident in our faces, I spittled. You too, huh? Well, I'm not gonna force you. I'm gonna go get my stuff and head into the hood. If either of y'all are still here, then cool. If not, then consider this my goodbye. Rosita fiddled with her hands, unable to look DJ in the eyes. Bye. She then turned around and walked off with haste to the entrance. DJ went off to collect their things stored on stage, silently cursing under their breath. I just stood there in the center of the church alone, left with nothing but the options laid out before me. The little morning light there was reflected off the stained glass wall and shined down on me. I closed my eyes, trying to absorb as much warmth from it as I could. There was that kind-hearted angel, Calais, that wanted to help each and every one of us make it to the Utopia. The demon, Ramon, who was just as curious as I was as to the way I died, and offered me a deal. Follow along with Rosita and Michelle to take the trials, or stay here in limbo, like DJ said, in a society guarded by Noel, the fallen angel. So many routes I could take to reach some sort of promised happiness. But in the end, the answer was clear to me. Deep down, the answer had to be... Oh fuck, is the demo gonna end there? Is this a demo? It's under development. Is this the end? Fuck, it is! Damn it, there was no romance! I didn't get a romance anybody! Fuck! I'm angry, but excited. Pets? Ruby the pug, Lucas the Havanese, miniature poodle, or Bichon Freeze? We aren't too sure. Get the groomers, he's a poodle. Is this the cat? Isis the cat. Iris the cat? Oh, and you too, I guess. Thanks for playing my game. I guess. Thanks. I guess. Well, I guess that's that. I'm sad. I had a lot of fun. Fuck. And here are your total love friendship points for each character. Calais 1, Ramon 1, DJ Roadkill 1, Mitz 2, Rosita 2, Noelle 1, Faye 0. Check out the Kickstarter page for updates on the game. Okay, let's do that. Why not, right? Characters. Noise. Ah, Noelle. 4,000 main game funded. The main 6 routes will be fully scripted, illustrated CGs, and programmed. Cool. At 4,000, the main game is fully funded, and each character will have a good, neutral, and bad ending for a total of 18 endings. Cool. 7,000, 3 new routes, 3 additional love interests added to the game, including Fayabelle and 2 new characters not seen in the demo. Ooh. Cool. Cherie? Oh, these are the new characters. Is it omnisexual? I don't know what this flag is. Heterosexual. Romanceable to all men, including trans men. So there's Rosita, which you can only get if you're a woman, and if you play as a woman, and Irene, who you can only get if you play as a man. Cool. Fayabelle, Noct. Human, pansexual, if we must assign a label. What is this flag? Fuck. Agender. Oh, Fayabelle's agender. Okay. Let's see if there's that interesting one. Oh, bigender. Okay, cool. Bigender. Glad we figured that out. 10,000 voice acting, alternative routes, and more. Alternative non-romantic outcomes. Oh. Cute. Cute. I forgot why we were... That's cute! Aww. Oh, lewd. Lewd alert. Ah, I love their hats. Even changed color. Lewd alert. Aw, freaking cute as fuck. Damn. The full game will be free to play / pay what you want once it's complete. Wow, that's awesome. Wow, so really, like, if you just want to pledge like $6, that's awesome. You get the game. You get to help the creator. What are they at? Wait, can you not donate anymore because it's over? Oh, it's at 12,000. Wait. So they've already reached their 10,000 goal. Shit. Well, I mean, maybe they'll add it to their funds for their next game? I don't know. Oh, estimated delivery is September 2021. Thank you all for coming out and playing with me. I obviously had a ton of fun. Cheer the dev on, because why not? Like, go on their itch.io page and be like, yeah, you're perfect, you're amazing, you're doing a great job, keep it up. So that they'll release the game as soon as they can. Anyway, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye!